Okay, hello there, fellow travelers. I just realized that when I put together this lesson, I didn't really give you a whole lot of information about critical reflection, and that's such an important tool. It's so useful in so many ways, and it will be for all your life, far beyond this course. So I'm going to just run through some things about it right now. And by the way, this document you see here, you're going to have access to this. If you're in the course, you'll find a link on the lesson page. So you'll be able to see this and use it for yourself. It's just my own notes because I'm putting this together really fast. So let's get started. So basically, one of the ways you can just magically jumpstart your dreams is with this thing called critical reflection that I mentioned in the video. And it's something I used a lot when I went to Italy and when I rode the Via Appia when I started my first business. It's just been a super help, probably one of the most useful things I've ever done myself. And history is filled with amazing, famous, successful people that also did some form of this. From Marcus Aurelius to Leonardo da Vinci to I know that Henry David Thoreau did it. I I could keep on going, but you get the idea. Pretty much any famous writer for obvious reasons, Mark Twain. So let's just get into it. What is it? So pretty much any kind of personal self-reflection is going to put you into flow. And this doesn't necessarily mean writing, although there's a lot of great reasons that writing is the way to go, even if you don't really consider yourself a writer. And we'll get into that in a minute. But also, when you go into this form of critical reflection, you're going to engage your reticular activating system. And as you already know, this just reinforces the goals, the things you want to manifest, the things you want to create. That reminds you of your adventure that you're on, and it just gets the brain looking for things that will help you. And this is one of the best problem solving tools you'll find. Another thing is that critical self-reflection basically helps you build emotional intelligence. This is you're going to end up getting more clear about your feelings and analyzing them and having a little bit of ability to respond to stress and anger and fear and worry and sadness. And most importantly, you're going to come up with all kinds of new ideas when you start doing this, especially if you make this a regular practice. I would say at least once a week, but ideally every single day, do this. So let's dive into what this is about. And you've got different options. Like I said, there's the old school writing, which is what I recommend for a whole bunch of reasons. When you actually have a piece of paper or a journal in front of you, first of all, it's just this physical object, which is kind of neat to hold on to. And it's really fun to just start collecting beautiful journals. And it's tactile. You're not just engaging your brain, you're actually engaging your body because you're using your fingers and your hands. You're holding something right there in front of you. And it uses just more parts of your brain because you're physically writing as well. And of course, it is verbal because you're thinking the words in your head as you're writing them out. And so it just uses all different aspects of your mind and body. And it's a really great tool. So I recommend just doing it old school. Get yourself a nice journal and just write stuff. But if you really don't want to do that, if that you just have too much resistance, if you're not even willing to try it, then you can just hit record, turn on your phone, your computer, just hit record and start talking. Make a video like I'm doing right now. And this will give you at least something. At least you're still expressing yourself. You'll still get into flow because you're still taking your ideas, putting them out there in a medium. And that's what's really important here. And while we're on that subject of medium, you could also just draw the images that come to mind. Maybe if you're super visual, you just communicate with yourself with these symbols. And that's fine too, as long as what you're drawing is a response to the questions and the prompts that we'll be getting into in a moment. So here's how you can apply this. Number one is you can ask why or how things are the way they are. And I'll give you some examples. A really useful form of critical reflection would be asking, how can I get the same amount of work done in 6 hours? It usually takes me 8 hours. And again, you start doing this, you're going to get ideas, things will come to you. And any kind of problem you want to solve like that, anything that might make your life easier or a little bit better, you can do it. You can ask, how can I afford to take a vacation to the Bahamas if that's something you're focusing on? And you'll get ideas. How can I make this house look nicer? So just reflect on these things and you'll get ideas. Another thing you can do is ask why questions like, why do I feel angry whenever someone suggests I start a YouTube channel? That's just an example. Why do I feel sad whenever I think about going on vacation? Why do I feel whatever? You're going to analyze your whys, your feelings. And this is another powerful effect of critical reflection. You'll start to understand your emotions and what triggers you and what inspires you. Another great way to use this is to replicate success. And what we mean by this is, I mentioned this in the lesson video, that you can ask, well, when was I definitely in flow? And how did I get there? Well, why does this activity put me into flow? What is it that I love about it? And what is it that challenges me? So these are all important questions to ask, and they're all parts of this. Now, one of the best ways you can use critical reflection is to analyze your performance. So think about something you do that's important. It might be related to your adventure, or it might be just something you do at work. Maybe you had to give a speech. Maybe you painted a drawing. Maybe you were playing volleyball on the weekend and you want to analyze it. So you're going to ask yourself, and these questions are important. We tend to judge ourselves and think of all the things we did wrong. And when you do that, first of all, it doesn't feel very good. Second of all, it's reinforcing because you're repeating those wrong mistakes in your mind. So you're actually building synapses that reinforce the mistake. So instead, ask yourself what went well and reflect on that. And this will give you, you'll feel more encouraged. And it also, you'll be replaying back the good things in your mind, which reinforces those synapses and actually makes a better connection in your brain. So you're training yourself to do those things that went well again. And the second question is, what will I do differently next time? Now, when you ask this question, again, you're not repeating the mistake over and over in your head and reinforcing it. You're actually visualizing what it would have looked like if you'd done it the right way or done it a better way. And so this is a much better question to ask. It opens up way more possibilities. So ask yourself, what will I do differently next time? Now, one of the last ways you can use critical reflection, and this is something I do every morning, is just free write. And you basically, whatever's on your mind, just rant and see where it goes. I just open my journal and I just start writing anything that comes to my head. Sometimes it's just complete nonsense. Sometimes I get really good ideas. You're just going to put down whatever happens until you fill a fixed number of pages. Some people say, well, I'll just write for 10 minutes and whatever comes out will come out. Or you can say, I'm just going to write until I have one page filled up or 2 pages. So that's the final thing to do it. So this is all you need to know about critical reflection. I've given you some prompts in the lesson page. Try this out. You will be amazed. If you do this every day for a week, you're going to start to just get all kinds of new ideas. You're going to have a better understanding of yourself. You get all kinds of benefits for your physical and mental and emotional well-being that I can't even begin to describe here. So that's it for now. Good luck. I hope you're enjoying the course. If you get a chance to get on a live Zoom call with me at one of our calls, that would be great. I'd love to see you and hear how this is going for you.